Hey slurs, it's your fave British cigarette here with a special episode of AFR. Slur reacts to Goosebumps. You freaks have been begging for it, so you're getting it. Tonight's episode has everything. Library books, monsters, lying, and other girl things. The classic and wholly original story of a girl, not a boy, who likes to tell tall tales about monsters, not wolves, and what happens when she's actually telling the truth. For once, viewer beware, I call this story the tale of the girl who cried beneath the libraries. And also, as a special autumnal treat, tonight's episode has my bestie Brona, who is here from the way funnier than mine YouTube channel, Brona is Gay, and they've written most of this video. If you love me, you'll subscribe to their channel, and if you don't subscribe, I won't post the next Goosebumps video we have for you. See how your actions have consequences? If you want... Sorry. See how your actions have consequences? If you want to suggest something to react to or have a watch party with me for the next video I film for this series, you can join my Patreon. Before we drag this beloved R.L. Stine adaptation for filth, don't forget to hit subscribe and like this video so I know you want to see more. So grab the nearest girl and scream "monster" in her face, and let's watch one of the most iconic 90s shows that scared nobody but the weak of heart and mind.
It's a beautiful summer day in the 90s. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, someone in their 20s could afford a house. Over the ever-ominous sound of wind chimes, Lucy proudly introduces herself as a sadistic little girl with a penchant for lying.
I love to scare my little brother Randy. I tell him scary stories about monsters until he just begs me to stop. And I'm always teasing him by pretending to see monsters everywhere. I guess that's why no one believed me the day I saw a real monster. Until it was too late.
She delights in tormenting her brother with her little tales.
Her little tail. You see this?
You see this? You sick.
Is this what you want? You want me to have a little tail?
Lucy proudly introduces herself as a sadistic little girl with a penchant for lying, and she delights in tormenting her brother with her little monster stories. And that's why she laments nobody believes her when she gets monstered for real.
Honestly, it's sad when people don't believe victims.
Even the liar?
Especially the liars. No, but actually she's and I'm calling the police. She's abusing that child. One such monster prank, which I'm sure Lucy was so proud of herself for, was to stop her brother, Randy Giles, from stepping into some bushes because the toe biters might get him. Because toe biters don't exist. He's never heard of them before, and he's rightfully suspicious of Lucy until she's like, just ask Becky. She'll show you her stubs. She loves the attention she gets from it, which is frankly extremely relatable.
Randy! Haven't you ever heard of the razor-toothed toe biter?
What do you mean, toe biter?
It got Becky and Lila next door.
Then she herself goes to step into the very bush that probably these kids have stepped into 1,000 times before and never had their toes bitten off, but suddenly on this day, it's a real risk. I always say, there's a first time for everything.
That's literally not true. There's just sometimes a first time for some things.
Somebody cross-stitch that for me. I'll hang it in this room.
Oh, that would be cute. Unlike this little shit Randy Giles, who runs like a scared little child, perhaps because that's exactly what he is to his mom, who, like all mothers in the 90s, was permanently in the kitchen. He cries that the toe biters got Lucy, and the mom is just like, you know Lucy is a girl and can't be trusted, as Lucy saunters into the kitchen, all toes intact.
What's the point of having a little brother if you can't torture him? Lucy.
Organs?
Like, to sell or eat?
Ew, what? I meant like if I got like cirrhosis or whatever and needed a fresh live.
Thinking inside the box, but I like it. June Cleaver sighs and reminds Lucy that she has Mighty Morphin Reading Rangers and she should go bug another adult. At the library, Lucy returns Black Beauty, and the librarian, Visser 3, is not pleased with her eloquent and insightful review. 2 thumbs down.
What did you think?
2 thumbs down.
But Lucy, Black Beauty is a classic.
As if being a classic is the only thing that holds any merit in literature.
It would have been better if the horse had 2 heads. And big old gnarly fangs.
What if it drowned someone in a lake?
My dad drowned in a lake.
Did he?
No. I just got jealous of Becky's nasty little pig stubs because they were getting more attention than me. What about me and my needs?
Should we detow you?
That's fine. We can just do this video instead. I get attention on YouTube. Perusing through the books, Lucy's little friend Erin comes up behind her and asks what book she's getting. She actually hasn't picked out a book or even really looked at any as far as I can tell, but she decisively declares Frankenstein and randomly pulls it off the shelf.
Hey, Lucy, what are you getting?
Frankenstein.
Cool.
When she goes to check it out, Visitor 3 is like, but that's a classic, and I thought you didn't like classics. And Lucy's like, yeah, I just didn't like Black Beauty because the horse was in a horrific science experiment. So probably this one will be fine. Erin, wanting to be included, says, wouldn't it be so cool if monsters were real and could just, like, kill people? But ever the contrarian, the Visitor says, I don't know, people like to be scared in movies or books, and then stamps the library book dramatically.
Not in real life.
What about like roller coasters, skydiving, like meth?
Meth is like a really pretty name for a boy.
Okay, but it is. But what is it short for? Like
Probably Matthew.
okay, Matthew is gorgeous.
Matthew is gorgeous.
Anyway, there are real monsters. They walk amongst us every day. Who do you think collects your rent? Or cancels queer Netflix shows after one season? Who do you think paints all those little rainbows on the road to lure gays into traffic?
Actually, that last one was me. I just thought they were pretty.
See? I told you. Amongst us. They could be anyone. They could even be your friend Brona.
On their way home, Lucy and Erin discuss how weird and creepy they think the Visser is. His beady little eyes, his hands that are apparently so sweaty that they coat the library books with slime, the way he's actually just a little parasitic slug inside the brain of an Andalite and morphed into a human. It's a very brief and almost pointless discussion before Lucy somehow realizes that she forgot her blade.
Sorry, friend's name. I'll catch you later. I forgot my katana in the Not Like Other Girls section.
I'm guessing she means rollerblades because it's the 90s at a library.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Lucy returns to the library, which kind of looks like a Scottish castle, and there's suspenseful music playing from somewhere, and hopefully not J.K. Rowling. A light turns off inside. She hesitantly takes a step, and the stairs creak despite being made of stone. A black cat is quite literally hurled right at her. There's a really creepy stone face, just bad vibes all around, and like exactly what Lucy's been looking for all of her life.
Probably a classic.
Honestly, I'm with her. They tell you it's a classic, but they just mean it's old. I watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy for the first time recently, and I was so disappointed.
Why? Too much walking?
1, yes. 2, I definitely could have withstood the pull of the ring. I did cognitive behavioral therapy for like 3 years. Also, I would have beat Gollum with a rock like 3 seconds into meeting him. Anyway, that's a different AFR. Let me know if you want one in the comments. We'll do like Caelan does the classics. As one does, Lucy goes to spy on the Visser and finds he's just brought his pet tarantulas to work for some reason.
As one also does.
As you do. He calls them his friends, but honestly, these enclosures, not it. They need some substrate in there, maybe a little log to make a burrow, maybe kill it because it's a tarantula. I don't know.
It's dinner time, my furry friend. Oh, aren't you hungry? Munch, munch.
Anyway, he grossly overfeeds one of the tarantulas and starts talking about how crunchy and delicious crickets are, and decides to have a little snack himself. This apparently stimulates his stalk eyes to grow, and he changes into the abomination he truly is. He sits there and eats and laughs hysterically to himself because eating is just so hilarious. Lucy has issues with his diet and is like, ew, and leaves without saying hello. Lucy runs home to tell her parents, who are of course in the kitchen, about the awful bug-eating monster she saw. Her dad rightfully calls her out.
Dad! A monster!
Don't you say hi anymore?
Hi, Dad! There's a monster at the library!
Oh, I hope this monster thing was just a phase you were going through.
Lucy, who's been watching a little too much My So-Called Life, says, life is a phase I'm going through. Artfully tuning everything out, her mom says, honey, you're making the meatballs too big. She quietly questions her life decisions again when her husband replies with,
I happen to like big meatballs.
don't we all?
Aren't you vegan?
I don't know. I don't come into my apartment, tell you about stuff about you.
Yeah, only because you never come to my apartment.
That's fair. I don't leave this one. It's so expensive.
Why would I ever leave? I pay so much for it.
Okay, no, but honestly, at some point when I was like deeply agoraphobic, I did calculate how much it cost me like per minute in rent. So that anytime someone was like, hey, you want to come meet me somewhere? I'm like, oh, I can't afford that. That would be like $60.
That's out of my budget. Later on, after probably being sent to bed without dinner, Lucy calls Aaron to bitch about how nobody believes her latest monster story. And Aaron's like, yeah, no shit, they don't believe you, Lucy. You say you see a monster like 5 times a day, and there never is one, so why would this one be real? You're obsessed.
His eyes popped out of his head, and he was eating bugs. And everyone here thinks I'm making it up.
Gee, I wonder why.
What? You don't believe me either?
Calm down, Lucy.
You're totally obsessed. Ooh, big word.
But obsessed is too big of a word for Lucy, so she ignores it and decides that if nobody believes her, she'll just have to get proof with her pink Totally Spies camera.
Well, you'll believe me soon enough. I'll prove it to you.
The next scene is a weird conversation between Lucy and the Abomination in Human Morph that has this, should I call the authorities vibe to it?
Didn't you think that the monster was the most sympathetic character in this story?
The answer to that question depends heavily on who you view as the monster in that story. But Lucy isn't smart enough to answer the question, so instead, she asks,
Do you believe in monsters?
Perhaps we all have a little monster in us, Lucy.
and mine's name is Scrummage.
Mine's name is Scrounge. I do love that he's a Gaga stan. There's a little monster in all of this.
He tells her to go pick out a new book to read and he'll see her tomorrow. But he's actually going to have to see her again when she checks out the new book. So that's going to be awkward for him.
Right? Like first day at the library. Lucy very casually, very creepily, and very slowly, and unlike anyone would, backs away from the visor and slips behind a bookshelf, never taking her eyes off him. Then she comes back immediately to peek, just to make sure he hasn't gone anywhere in the last second. And thank God he hasn't moved. So she continues on. She opens and closes the door as a trick, and then scurries like a little rat to hide. The visor is feeding his tarantulas again, even though I'm pretty sure you don't have to feed them every day. And taking a nibble on a cricket is once again the catalyst for his disgusting morphing. This time, crickets just aren't satisfying that craving. They're not hitting the spot. He reaches into one of the enclosures and grabs a spider, smacks his lips and says, much too good for children, before popping it in his mouth, its hairy little butt and hind legs sticking out. Lucy very kindly allows him to finish eating before she snaps a photo. This is like average r/tarantula user, by the way, I would assume. And also, I'd be so annoyed if someone took a photo of me eating.
Lucy takes her little photo and, oh no, the flash, which all cameras had at one time.
Who's there?
Lucy rightfully scolds herself for being stupid and flees the scene as the Abomination calls out her name. Apparently, the tarantula didn't hit the spot either because he tells her to keep running as he loves
Fast.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you, but then you had to go and make a pun.
Also, I'm not sure that human child is the next logical step after tarantula or cricket, but hey, I'm no food expert.
I am, and that's a completely natural progression. Yeah. That's why the left wants you to start eating bugs instead of burgers, because the goddamn Democrats want to eat your babies. Wake up, Sleeple.
Anyway... There's a heated chase through the library until Lucy is cornered in the stacks, and old Twinkletoes descends upon her.
I thought the Twinkletoes lived in the bushes.
Those are the toe biters.
There are a lot of monsters to remember. It's not my fault.
Well, there are two. One, if you count only the ones that aren't lies. Dinner is served, declares the abomination, and all seems lost for our heroine when she grabs her camera and does something no one could ever expect. Literally nothing but crawl through the Visser 3's legs and make a run for it. Her clever subterfuge works, and the Visser chases her through the library, seemingly confusing her for a cricket.
Can't you be from me, you little cricket?
And claiming she won't get away from him, even though she is clearly doing exactly that.
Yeah.
His agonized screams for Lucy to come back to him can be heard down the block, but none of the neighbors seem much to mind.
Lucy! Come back! Come back!
Lucy's back at Homo, and she's telling Aaron all about her adventures in classic literature. Aaron asks her how she escaped if Visser 3 is such a bad guy anyway. She says it must have been because the flash blinded him, when really, it was just blind luck. She didn't even use the camera when she escaped. Aaron reminds her of what we should all remember about librarians. They know where you live. If only Lucy Library had taken steps to protect her private information. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door and Lucy races downstairs to answer it and be asked if she has a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior. And behind the Jehovah's Witness is Visser 3. Or possibly Trixie Mattel.
Good evening, Lucy. May I come in for a minute?
Brian Mattel? Brian Motel. He asks if he can come in, and Lucy says no because her parents aren't home.
No. My parents aren't home right now. I mean,
Ooh.
they'll be home any minute.
Wait, no. She doesn't even have parents. Still not right. Dad, are you exercising your right to bear arms? That's the one.
I mean, they're in the bathroom. Mom, is Dad still cleaning his rifle?
It's okay, Lucy. It's really
The visitor says it's no matter because he was coming to kill her anyway.
you that I've come to see.
And also, she left her backpack at the library.
I have it right here. This is yours, isn't it?
Lucy says he can just leave the backpack at the door because she had opted for no contact delivery. She thanks him for his kindness, and he says it's no big because he was on his way to kill her. And he waves goodbye in the least human way possible.
I look forward to our next little chat.
Lucy's parents come home, proving that even though she literally lies all of the time, she can tell the truth when she really needs to lie.
He followed me home today.
He followed you home for no reason.
Well, I forgot my knapsack in the library, and he brought it over, but...
And they're like, and? She explains that he's a monster, and also, oh yeah, he brought the backpack that she forgot at the library. Her mom says this is very kind because it wasn't on his way at all, even though it actually was on his way to kill her. Mm-hmm. Lucy pleads with her parents to take her to the 1-hour photo place because she won't have a cell phone for another 10 years or so.
Come on, we're wasting time. The photo place is gonna close.
Now, Lucy,
Please.
As she leaves the 1-hour photo place, Randy Giles annoyingly demands to see the pictures and knocks them out of Lucy's hands. Daddy-O demands Randy get in the car, and Mommy Dearest says, "You heard your father," even though the kid immediately started getting in the car.
Nice work.
Randy, get into the car, please.
You heard your father.
As she's picking up the photos, the Visser compliments her on her photography skills. She thanks him, says she's been practicing, and compliments him on his stalking skills.
He's like, thanks, baby reindeer, sent from my iPhone. Her parents say it was so chill of the visitor to bring Lucy's backpack to her, and he should come over for dinner.
Well, that would be lovely. Thank you. It's been so long since I've had a home-cooked meal.
He's going to be pretty disappointed when he realizes they actually won't be cooking their daughter for him.
While preparing for dinner, Lucy shows her mother undeniable proof that the Visser 3 is a monster.
Don't you see he's a monster?
a photo without him in it.
The fact that he's not in this picture proves it.
That's like libs of TikTok level evidence. See this empty bathroom? There was a litter box for toddlers in here.
Lucy's mom is not impressed, and she says that even if Visser 3 was a drooling glinner, he would be coming to dinner. She wants Lucy to be on her best behavior, which, from what I've seen, is not all that great.
Be on your best behavior, and it's her smearing shit on the walls and barking at the USPS guy.
Exchange of pleasantries takes place in a weirdly lit room. The Visser asks Randy Giles if he'll be joining the sharing next year, and Randy asks if he can sleep on it because it's a really important life decision. Everyone laughs except for me. Visser 3 insincerely compliments the house, and Lucy's mom weirdly tells her to offer Mr. 3 a meatball, making everything awkward. He pops one of Lucy's dad's balls into his mouth.
This is fine. This is normal. This is a job. I'm contributing to society. I should not have to pay taxes on this. Whatever this is.
He pops one of Lucy's dad's balls into his mouth and says, "Delicious," and asks,
What's for dinner?
Well, it was going to be a surprise, but...
Since you asked, you are.
Excuse me? I thought you said...
That's right. You are.
and they're like snake monsters or something.
Snake Draculas. Tale as old as time.
Of course.
Probably in this book, Queer as Folklore. Snakula is a gorgeous name for a girl. AQ as a cute little short form nickname. That's like actually insane. What's your name? AQ.
AQ. It's short for Snakula.
It's short for Snakula. My dads are My dads love attention. The children watch on in amazement as their snake parents do something that I guess is eating. It's a lot of like hissing and the visitor being scared and the parents being reptilian and Lucy grabbing popcorn. The mom wipes some of the visor off of the dad's face as he tells the kids that they can never, ever, 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 ever tell anyone that they are monsters. And the kids are like, duh, dad, you tell us this all the time. And they have a family discussion about why they can't have mother monsters.
Why they can't have Mother Monster in the neighborhood.
Ate him and left no crumbs.
They literally didn't.
Not a crumb.
She wiped them right off the face of that dad.
Now listen, both of you. You can never, ever let anyone know that we are monsters.
We know that.
And then they have a family discussion about why they can't have other monsters in the neighborhood for the sake of exposition.
And we can't have any other monsters in town either.
And do you know why?
Because they might tell other people about us.
And they'd be frightened, and they'd chase us away.
Or worse.
It's like this whole episode, they weren't telling their daughter that monsters didn't exist, that she was just going through a phase.
Gaslighting. And then another monster is at the window.
Oh no, another one.
Not another Mortman.
What are we gonna do?
Lucy wonders what they're going to do, as if they didn't just easily and without any effort at all eat a whole entire librarian. And the dad's like, I'll get my rifle. Let him in.
Better let him in.
But let's see who the monster really is.
Hey, what's up?
Aaron!
Who the fuck is Aaron?
The best friend or whatever?
Oh, okay, I guess.
Aaron asks what's for dessert since he just missed dinner, and the parents say that was supposed to be a surprise, even though Aaron showed up uninvited.
What's for dessert?
Well, it was going to be a surprise, but since you asked.
You like cherry pie?
Cherry Pie by Warren starts playing as the mom belches and everyone laughs ever after. And that's it. I guess the moral of the story is kill your local librarian before he kills you. I know I'm going to brew mine.
It's called self-defense, and it's perfectly legal. Go subscribe to Brona's channel where they do similar videos to this one. Right now, they're doing reactions to 90s sensation, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Which I am. And it's so fucking funny. Watch.
A family torn asunder when their daughter vanishes without a trace. Her best friend desperately tries to solve the mystery of her disappearance. On today's episode of How It's Made, dolls? Wait, dolls?
Doll? You're telling a doll story? Weak. Siesta time, man. Wake me up if it gets good.
Dolls? I'm Brona, unless you ask my parents. And this is Are You Afraid of the Snark? What's important to know, Gary will grow up to be gay, Tucker will grow up to play Jason in Mean Girls, and Betty Ann does tell pretty weird stories. She also brings props, apparently, and without warning, she pulls a porcelain doll out of her bag. No restraints, no protective gear, this brave young girl raw dogs a real live porcelain doll in her bare hands.
Please give this video a like, comment, and share. After you subscribe, join my Patreon for these videos, ad and sponsor free, extra videos, early access to all the videos I actually get done early, which is none of them, and Benny's, like my Patreon exclusive Discord where we do watch parties for videos like this that I react to. And, you know, getting your name in the credits. I also have a second channel, Respect the Dead. It's a video podcast where you pick a person from history and talk shit about them in a way that will make you realize that bullying is fine if you're only bullying dust. Okay, anyway, goodbye, love you. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.